Crystal.
Hey, Lena.
Welcome to Two Girls with a Mic. Of course, I'm Lena.
I'm Crystal. We know each other's names. You guys should probably know our names by now too. I mean, we say it every episode, but
Right.
of course, we got to keep it the same.
Yes.
The same. So thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you for joining us for the month of February.
Woo! Yes.
Our second month in.
I know. The first month was like a doozy. It was learning new things, getting to meet new people. Oh my gosh, the edits, the bloopers.
Right.
It was fun. Like it really was fun, and we're still learning. We're still trying out new things, and we can't wait to see what's going to change. I mean, we can see the difference now from the recordings from our first month to the month now, because it was totally different. We did this time we had like a lot of technical issues,
right?
But we still got through them. But it's really fun to do this. I mean, let me tell you, me and Lena, I think Lena, we have become like sisters now, because me and Lena talk like every day, all day. We have been on Zooms together, get off of Zoom and still call each other, be on the phone for hours. Like it's craziness. Right. And I'm glad that we picked each other, and the funny thing about it, we met each other, like a year ago? A year ago, yeah. We went to sign up to be in a book club, and we were sitting there doing the introduction, and she was like, wait a minute. And I'm like, wait a minute. Right. So like afterwards, we had to go outside. We talked, we took a picture. Then we started DMing each other, and we like, we want to do a podcast. And she was like, I want to do a podcast. I'm like, me too. So definitely we just was like, let's do this.
Right. And this is great. I'm enjoying it. So it's, I'm excited about this month because we have some awesome people coming on the show. We have Diamond's Literary.
Oh my gosh, Diane from Diamond's Literary World.
Yes, is phenomenal.
Phenomenal is not the word. Like she blew us away.
She did.
Like she dropped so many little nuggets that I was like, oh, you got me sitting here wanting to make changes. And
right.
Yeah,
add it to my Kindle. And
right. Like, and then just to sit there and talk to her was the best thing in the world. Like, I wish we could have just probably sat and talked. And we're thinking about just having something with her again, but we cannot forget Miss Joan Vosser.
Oh my gosh, I love Joan. Joan Vosser is my top 5 favorite author, and I was so excited to have her on the show, because normally I've seen her every year since 2018, and last year I couldn't see her because of COVID, and so to see her for this was phenomenal. I was happy.
Let me tell you, that interview, I told that lady, I don't know where she came from, because I'd heard about her through Lena, but I was so glad to meet her, to talk with her. Like she had me thinking, oh my gosh, like she is somebody that you will probably, if you're working on yourself and becoming a better you need a Joan Vosser.
You do.
You definitely need a
Joan Vosser. Her books will have you thinking also.
Yes.
And that's one great thing with her, is that a lot of the things in her books actually happen, is based fictionally, of course, but a lot of it's pulled from real life events.
It really is. So, and her research is just the best. Yes. Like our interview with her went way past our time. Like it didn't even matter. I didn't even want to stop talking to her. But one thing I can say, you're going to definitely love that interview, as well as Diane from Diamond Literary.
Yes.
But we can't forget,
Jazz.
Jazz is like one of my favorite people in the world. She's not just a business owner to me. That's my sister. Like the little running joke is, because whenever we're together, people always thinking we're sister. I'm older, but I tell people, yeah, she's the oldest sister. But then I say the reason, because Jazz had to be snatching me back together sometimes. Like Lena had to be snatching me back together. So, but Jazz and with Fit with Hips, the information she dropped on healing your body, your mind from the inside out.
Right.
was the best thing in the world. Like, I've been on that journey with her. I need to do way better than what I'm doing. But one thing I love about it, she's patient with you. She will not pressure you. She will tell you what you need to do and say, well, this is what you got to do to get there. And that's what you need when you're doing a whole transformation. And
Definitely.
it's like, it's been the best. But we had some phenomenal women for the month of February for you.
We did, and we can't wait to share them with you.
Really can't.
So
I know.
Yes.
Like, February is coming. Like, yeah, it's like it just sneaked up on you. So definitely. But
and another great thing that we're doing this month, we're hosting our own readathon.
Yes.
So this is our first one for the month of February, and we are excited to bring it to you. So, first 2 weeks will be historical fiction.
You see, we have Black up here.
Yes.
From Joan Vosser. Everybody is loving that series right now, the Black series. Now, Elbert, I haven't got to Elbert yet. I mean, I see why people are loving Black, but I need to hurry up and get to Elbert, because I swear the things I've seen about Elbert, I don't know what that man got going on in that book, but I'm going to get there to find out. Because Jesus, like,
I love them all. I love them all. Every last one of them.
Yes.
All 4. I love them all. Black is my favorite though. He's just, I love the ultimate man. He's that ultimate. Well, for week 1 and 2, it is historical fiction. So we're celebrating historical fiction for National Freedom Day.
Yes. So we definitely cannot forget about National Freedom Day.
And for week 3, we're reading 2 books for second chances. So second chance loves.
You got to give somebody a chance, especially if they're the person that you're supposed to be with forever. Mm-hmm. And y'all just had this little time when you needed to kind of like separate, but and everything else don't work out in life with other people. But then all of a sudden you get that time when you come back together. Mm-hmm. Like, just let's see where it's going to go. It might not work, it might not, but we thought second chance. I would love to definitely read second chances.
And then for week 4 is Friends to Lovers, 2 books for Friends to Lovers. So, hey, your best friend sometimes may become your lover. You never know. Yeah, see?
Yeah.
I married mine.
I didn't marry mine, but we were together for a wedding. We were together just as long as people have been married. And now we're just really good friends. Like, he's like a girlfriend to me. Not saying that we're like, he's like that, but the fact of the matter is, like, how me and Lena sit and talk like girlfriends talk. Me and him can talk like that. And we be on the phone for hours talking about everything. So that's that Friends to Lovers. So yeah, that was actually an excellent choice as well.
Oh, do you know Risley Adams has a great Friends to Lovers that I cannot wait to read?
Oh, is it the one that she just posted that's coming out?
I don't think so. This one's already out, and I cannot remember the name. And I know
we're gonna find it later.
Yes.
Yes. And Nicole Falls actually just came out with a new book. She just dropped it. Like, man, let me tell you, Nicole Falls be like seriously surprising folks. I mean, she comes out with these books, and you just basically, it's like you have to read them. Right. Like, it's no ifs, ands, buts about them. Run it back. Mm-hmm. And she's actually, this is more so like a second chance, she said, and it's more than one couple in the book. So that's a good thing that she's putting something in with more than one couple, because I like the fact that she gives us a different look on different people. Mm-hmm. So every couple is different, every person is different. So I cannot wait to see what she did with this book, because definitely cannot wait to read it. A Friends to Lovers that I'm kind of interested in. I have like a lot of them that I would definitely love to read. Monica Walters actually had one that I did kind of start, and I kind of put down because I told myself, Crystal, stop reading all these books in 1 month, and then you don't know what to read the following month. But I definitely put this on my list to read, and it's her book that calls This Love Hits Different. So I definitely will be checking that out. And Brazen Babes Review, she actually came out with the book. She did a little video on called Mr. Reality, Tempting Mr. Reality by Nikki Clark. I went and got that book. So that will be a book that I will be definitely reading during the readathon for the month of February, because it is a Friends to Lovers book. And I wouldn't more so say a friend because the way they met, she was saying that the lady was a producer on the show. The guy, they actually put him on the show because he's a billionaire. But the only reason he decided to do the show is because he wanted a producer. Okay. So we're going to say it's a friend's lover, but I'm definitely going to be reading it. I know I'm going to be reading way more than what I'm supposed to be reading because I'm kind of upset with myself. My goal for the year is to read 150 books. And I was like, oh, you did good this month. Yay, Crystal. Yay, Crystal. Thinking I read 30. Nope. 27. 3 shy.
Yeah, I'm not going to talk about how many books I read because for some reason I got into a little reading funk. I could not get myself out of it. It's not like the books were not good. I was enjoying them, but for some reason I just could not focus. And I think it was because everything was just going on this month. And
yes.
So Friday night, I finished a book. So I read one. And then this morning, I woke up and read 2 more. So I actually did 3 books.
See, she did good. and that's okay because, like, that's what happens. Like, you get in a reading slump. It might be a month I'm going to get in a reading slump and be probably reading 1 book the whole month. I mean, it's been times, I think last year, I took off for like 3 months without reading. And I was just like, I don't feel like it. I didn't want to. But then I caught up. So it happens. It does that. But see, Lena be having all of the good stuff. And then she be kind of throwing them at me slowly but surely. So definitely it is okay that you had a reading slump. Like, who cares?
I did because I had a list of books that I wanted to read this month that I did not complete. So, but hey, I'm going to work
double up. Yeah. You can double up. Yes, double up. Yes, do it. You can do it. Definitely do it.
Well, we definitely going to talk about some of the books that Crystal has read this month.
So, like I said, I read 27. I mean, I've worked, oh my gosh, like they were all over the place, but they were so good. Like, I mean, they were really, really good. So I did the New Year's books. I did the whole entire New Year's Bay solution series. When I say from book 8 down to 1, it just got better and better and better and better. I'm just like, whoa, So out of the series, my favorite was 2 of them. Now, all of them were excellent. Like, I loved them all, but I did have favorites out of that series. And the first favorite was 5 Midnight Moments. That was by Cheryl Lister, and that was about Valencia and Dwayne. That book was so good. Like, it was an office romance that wasn't supposed to happen. So they were kind of dating behind the scenes. Okay. And it was like Cheryl Lister threw in like a little twist to it. I'm not gonna say like not a twist, but she threw in a little drama. And that drama like took me for a loop. But one other thing took me for a loop too. So like the whole time, Dwayne has a brother named Dwight. So they're talking and talking. But when you read so much, you like something is off with Dwight. Like I'm like, something is off with Dwight. But the funny thing is I had to keep on going back because it would be like Dwayne, Dwight. And I'm like, okay, why am I mixing them up? When you read that book, you'll see why I was mixing them up. Because if I was mixing them up, I know you guys are probably mixing them up.
What's the name of this one?
This one is called 5 Midnight Moments by Cheryl Lister. It is really, really good. Like I said, the whole series is good, but this was one of my favorites. The other one that was my favorite, oh my gosh, 4-page letter by Angela Seals. Like I have never read anything by Angela Seals. First time, and this was a hell of an introduction to her. Like when I say I fell in love with this book, I was just like, oh my, it was like a Hallmark movie to me. Like, I'm just like, I don't want to put this down. Like, I need this to be like a whole nother, I need more from this like book. And it was about Dale and Eve. They actually met on a New Year's. And on that New Year's for 4 years, they talked. So basically, as soon as they met, they hooked up that night. He told her that he has to go away to teach in Japan. So she was like, okay. Like, she was just like, okay. But what I want you to do, we're going to do it old school. We're going to write letters. And each letter for each year was 4 pages. So the first year, he came back home the following year. The second year, he said he couldn't come home. She was devastated, but she popped up on him. Loved it. The third year, it was devastating to me. And then the fourth year got better. That's all I'm saying, because I don't want to tell you the book, but I swear that became like my favorite. So definitely I'm telling you, check out the whole series. But 5 midnight, no, I'm sorry, 5 midnight moments. I said that right. And 4-page letters were great.
Well, one of the books that I read this month was Seasons of Fidelity Endgame by Takira Allen. Now, I am a huge TA fan.
Yes,
I
she
love
is.
Takira Allen. I've read every single thing Takira Allen has out. I mean, I love her work. And this was definitely on my list to read this month because it came out a while ago last year, but I didn't start reading it because I have a thing with something ending, and I was like, I don't want to see them go.
I'll be like that. Yes.
So it took me a minute, but then I was like, well, let me go ahead and read it. And I was not disappointed. I mean, the book was so good. I mean, and it had Dice Jones, who I love, in there, and it broke my heart what happened with them. But you know, it's life, and that's one thing I love about Takira's work is that you could definitely relate to it. It's relatable. You can relate it to your life somewhat in some aspects. So you know, it's real life. And I love how she wrote this book. It's more like it can be put into like a TV series type of thing because
I love those type of books.
It was just good. Everyone had their issues, had their whatever went on. When you think something's like, oh, it's finally about to work out. Mm-hmm. Nope, it does not. You'd be like, really? Like, what else could possibly happen? And bam, something else happens. So yeah, that was her book was definitely, I hated to see it go. But yeah. I could definitely read this series again.
Oh, so that's good. I'm glad you said that because when I'm ready to read it, then I'm gonna let you know, because I swear if something happens and I know Lena read it and I ask her, she'd be like, no. And I'd be like, please. She'd be like, no. Mm-mm. So no, definitely.
I'm not gonna tell you, but I love this series. The whole series is a great series. And if you haven't read anything by Takira Allen, you definitely should, because it's awesome.
I definitely, and it's so funny because I do have the first book, mm-hmm. and I have some of her books. So I definitely need to start. I'm working on reading a lot of other people because I feel like I've been reading a lot of new authors lately, mm-hmm. and I feel like I'm not reading, people. Not saying that I don't want to read them. It's just that some of these new authors coming out are like just killing it. Mm-hmm. Like they're making me like, girl, if you don't hurry up with this second book, right. Or why would you write this book like this? So definitely, I'm like, I'm getting there. So yeah, she's supposed to be on my to be read this month.
Yeah, she actually has 2 books on my to be read this month.
And, what's the other one?
Lost Divinity. Hold on, I cannot recall. My memory is horrible.
Yeah, when you got so much stuff going on, definitely.
Last Stop from Innocence. So
yes, people have been talking about that one.
I definitely gonna start reading that this month.
You should tell me. Maybe we can just go ahead and read it at the same time, because in that way I ain't got to worry about saying, girl, what happened next? Mm-hmm. Yep. And you'd be like, no.
Well, I am, but this is on my list to be read this for the month of February, not for the January, but for the month of February. She is on my list. That and Love Belvin's Muted series is
like the hype is on that series. Mm-hmm. Like I need to catch up. I'm just coming off the hype of Asmere and Raina, mm-hmm. the Love Improbable Possibility series. Like I'm coming off the hype of that. So hopefully I can go ahead and get myself ready for the next series by Love Belvin. But yeah, I'm not gonna jump right ahead to that one. I feel like I gotta read Ezra first, because if I don't, like, or Sadiq, I don't know. It's just gonna be some more sleepless nights. So what else have you read?
I read Christina C. Jones dropped a new book that I read this month as well. So I read hers, and then I read a Simone book.
Okay, I love Simone. Like she's just so cute, but like not even that. She's a good author, but she's also a good businesswoman. Like she gives the nuggets to drop the nuggets, has dropped some great information. So I thank her for that. Definitely thank her for that.
The Christina C. Jones book, Maybe Next Time, that book was good. I know she said she probably would never have written a married couples book, but
yeah, she
that
did
book
say
is
that.
good. Like I started reading it this morning and finished it today. So yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
I could not put it down. It was good.
Yes, definitely. I love CCJ, like love CCJ.
Yeah.
So that might be one of my second chance books because if it's about a married couple, then definitely can be a second chance.
It was good. It was definitely. I mean, it was totally different from some of the other things that she's written,
Mhm.
but it had my favorite couple in there also. So from Auntie Up. So I love them.
See, that's why I feel like with her, I need to go back because her characters, reappear in a lot of her books. And I like that about her. I love authors that do that because, sometimes when you finish with a book, you might like, well, what's going on with them? I want to know what's going on with them. Like they were just so good that you definitely want to know what's going on with them.
Right.
So I definitely want to go. Like I've already asked her, where do I need to start? And she told me, so I need to just go ahead and get started. So since I'm on a series kick, I might need to go ahead and pick up that very first series.
What else did you read this month?
So I got another new author, S.L. Jenkins. It's called Scar on My Heart. Let me tell y'all, I wasn't ready for that book. I was not ready. It was about two couples. So Melinda and Mona were best friends. Like they had the best relationship. And, Melinda and Mona, I talked to the author about this a lot. Melinda to me was a girl in her 20s, even though they were older, they were in their 30s, I think, but their maturity when it came to relationships, Melinda was like a girl in her 20s that was like, oh, this person, I'm not sure. I don't know if I want to do this, but then I'm going to do it. But like, she was so indecisive and it got on my nerves, But then Mona was no joke. Mona was like, let me tell you what I want, what I'm not going to deal with, what you can do, what you can't do. Like she knew what she wanted and she stuck to it. And I love that about her. So they met two guys, which was Scar and Rich. So Scar and Melina were dating, and Rich and Mona they wasn't dating. So basically, it's like I can't say too much without giving away the story. But basically, it just was showing them two dating. But the thing was, Scar was into BDSM, and he was a top person in his area. And like he was well known, and so was Rich. Rich was well known in the streets. Rich was the man in the streets. He was the man to not mess with in the streets. And Mona was okay with that because she knew something was different about him, and she was okay with that. Now, when Melina kind of found out what Scar did, she was not happy about it. And all I can say is just read the book. It was good because I kind of, like I said, I can't really talk about it without giving it away, because if I just start talking, it'll just be like, oh, dang. And I don't want you to say, I don't want to read it. I want you to read it. So it's like, I can't really talk about it. But like I said, this was a new author to me. She did an excellent job. There is another book coming out about it. I didn't harass her about it. Like, lady, where's the second book? So definitely a book to read. Also, I did the New Year's book by Sky Moon, Midnight, a Brighton Bay novella. That was about Jax and Rachel. So Jax was Claus's brother in the very first book, and I would have to look it up to tell you the exact name. And Rachel was the best friend of Jax's girlfriend. Their story was so cute. So they had actually met a year prior at a destination wedding, and they hooked up the whole time they was there. But he knew he wanted her. She was like, no, I'm not having it. So when she saw him again, it was like, come on, let's try this again. And she was not having it. But then she finally gave in. It was so cute. Like they were just too cute. But Rachel, she was one of those girls that be like, girl, just give in. You know you want him. Like, you know what he working with. You know what he can do to you. You know what he does to you. So just give in. And like I said, it was a really cute book.
Well, another book that I read was by Simone, and it was called Sweet Heat. It was a novella, and that was It was short and sweet, and I mean it was good. It was about Onyx and Zoe and their connection with each other. Because at first you just be like, this girl is just thirsty, but but their connection with each other was good, and I hope Simone actually drops another book about them.
That would be nice.
Some more information about them, because
I'm actually looking at this cover, and I know you guys probably can't see it that well, so just look it up. But like, if you look at this cover and then look at her, she kind of looks like this cover. This cover is gorgeous. It's like this real pretty red cover in the background, and then there's just gorgeous Black woman on it. And it does. I've just looked at it, and it kind of looks like her. So that is a definite. And do you have another one?
No.
Well, I have many more, so I'm going to skip to my last two favorites. I mean, I'll post them on our page of the ones that I've read, but I definitely want to talk to you about my favorite two. And Lena did read both of them, so that's a good thing. The first one is Love and Man by Bailey West. Now, Lena did say that was like one of her top fives of last year.
Yeah.
I swear to God, I see why. And it's not like it was a hot hunky man, and it's not like it was a lady that it was no joke, don't mess with her. The whole book from beginning to end, it was like a love that you cannot not have. I mean, and then the fact, like, I want to be a part of Xander, that's his name, and her name was Angelica, but she was going by Angel. So I want to be their friends. I want to live where they live. I want to hang out with them. Like, and then the cute old baby Maximus, because he changed his name from, from Alexander to Andrews because of his mother. So it was Maximus Andrew Northcott. So that's where the man came from. Because I was trying to, so this is what happens. I was like, oh, where did she get the title Love and Man? But then when Angel started saying man, I was like, oh, bam, this is where it came from. But I just loved how when she saw them on the plane, she stepped in. And they both just could not get each other out their heads.
Right. I love Bailey West's work. So when all of her books, when she writes her books, when the theme of her books are like people who you will come into contact with daily. Like they're not your unapproachable CEOs or anything like that. They are your everyday people, your chefs, your pastors. Crystal's over here trying to do some TikTok.
I was just looking at the comment and the music started. I'm so sorry.
I mean, so I love those people, those type of books. And Bailey West has that down pat with all of her books. And she does an amazing job. I mean, just having you connect with them and their story, bringing it across, even when they're talking, like, they're your everyday people. They talk like you and I would talk with each other
all the time.
It's just amazing, and it's relatable. And one person that I loved, the grandmother that she had in the book.
Oh, BG? No, I love me some BG.
I was like, I need to be not no time soon, because I don't need no grandbabies no time soon.
My kids are old enough for that. I will not be a grandma, but they're gonna be calling me.
Whenever I become one, I need to be like BG. I mean, so. But I love Bailey West's work. She is a phenomenal writer.
She really is. Like, I don't know why I should have pulled up that part, but I told her that one part when Xander met her and she was getting out the limo and he described her. I thought I have never seen that in a book before. And I was like, oh my gosh. Like, he was just shocked that she did not look her age.
Right.
And I just love the fact that she wasn't a typical grandmother. She wasn't no 40-year-old grandmother. She was in her 60s, but she was a fly 60. Like, she was sassy at 60. That's what I want to be at 60. I want to be sassy at 60 without the stilettos. unless
the stilettos.
Well, I'll wear them, but not on no ground.
Look, if I was BG, I definitely would be having my stilettos on. I was like, oh.
Well, yeah, she worked that. So I met everybody. And then I just like all of her friends. I loved Leona. I loved Tatum. I loved Jacory. They called him Corey. And then I loved Carrie and her husband named Everett. Yeah, that was the name. I mean, like every character in the book was lovable, relatable. Like I said, I just want to go live there with them. Like in my head, I think I do live there with them. It doesn't even matter. Like it's nothing. Oh my gosh, that book right there was just everything.
So what was your top one?
Lord help me. You know, you touch one thing and then everything just mess up. So my top one was something I was like, it's been sitting in my little Kindle. I have the paperbacks of the other ones. So I went ahead and decided to read No Holds Barred by Stephanie Nicole Norris. Hunter Valentine. Man, me and Shades was about to go to blows over you last night, honey. She told me you was taken, and I told her it don't matter because you can get it. And I'm gonna make sure I put this part so Shades can hear it. Shades, he can get it 6 ways a Sunday. I told you I will do a busted challenge for that man. I will. That's like the thing with him. I mean, first of all, I loved Camilla. Camilla was another indecisive lady, but I kind of understood because of her past relationship with Steven, that just didn't know when to quit. But Hunter, like when he saw her, he knew. This was a quick, to me, it was like a quick love. Literally through the whole book, I think they only known each other for like, what, a week or two?
They didn't know each other.
They didn't know each other long, but he knew, because he knew it was that time to get married, to have kids, but he just didn't find the right woman. So when he saw Camilla, he said, oh, that's her. Like he knew from the time he sat at that table, ordered breakfast. And she was like, well, what's that? It's our breakfast. Not my breakfast or your breakfast, it's our breakfast. That man cut that food and gave it to her and said, eat.
Yeah, their connection was definitely...
It was so strong. Yeah. And the thing that I liked about her, like I said, she was indecisive about what she wanted to do, but she knew, like, I don't care what this man say or do, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Yeah. And that's what that
series is good though.
Yeah, and so now I'm starting to get it. But I loved everything about Hunter Valentine, like everything. He was smart. He was oldest of all his brothers. He loved his mama. I love that relationship he had with his mom. I love the relationship he had with his brothers. I just loved everything about the book. And I love the introduction of Corinne and Xavier and Allison and Lance that I know are the other brothers in the series. So I cannot wait to finish it. But yes, Loving Man and No Holds Bars became my top 1 and 2 for the month of January. So yes.
All right. Well, like we said, this month we are focusing on love, especially with our readathon and Black history as well. And a lot of our topics that we had in our podcast with our guests, because rotated around it, were around those two things. And another thing that we really emphasized or asked our guests is about being a strong Black woman.
Yeah, I basically talked to Lena about this. Taraji P. Henson has a new show on Facebook where she has sit downs with famous people. And I'm not just going to say famous people because I think she have other people as well. But I actually caught the interview she did with Tamar Braxton. And I'm not going to lie, I'm a sucker. I cried. Like I cried. That is the first time I've seen an interview with Tamar after she went through what she went through. And I felt like, I loved Tamar Braxton when she first came out, but the more I started watching her on the show, my whole aspect of her changed. I didn't care for her too much. But that episode made me look at her totally different, and I loved it. But, she asked Taraji, when did we get to be labeled as strong Black woman? And I said, Lena, it's February. It's about love. It's about Black history. And, let's talk about love. And, when you're a strong Black woman, what why did we get stereotyped as strong Black women?
Mm-hmm.
When did this happen? And that was a question we asked each of our guests. We asked Diamond, Literary World. She answered, and you'll hear her answer later. We asked Joan Vosser. Oh my gosh, she gave like the best answer ever. And then we asked Jazz with Fit with Hips about it as well, and she gave a great answer as well. Especially like being a strong Black woman, like when did we get stereotyped as that? Why do we as women feel like we have to be? We as Black women feel like we have to be that strong Black woman,
right?
And I like listening to what they answered. I'm still trying to figure that out for myself because I feel like my part in doing it is not to say that I didn't have my kid's dad around, but I went to school full time, working on my degree. I worked full time, and I raised kids. I raised 2 kids, especially my son who was into sports. Mm-hmm. So it was never a time for just myself. Mm-hmm. I didn't get time for myself until I was in my 40s.
Look, I'm in my 40s. And I don't get time. My husband took my kids to the park today, and I sat on the couch like, oh my gosh, she's so quiet in the house. Yes. Because since we've had COVID, they're home 24/7 yes. every day. They can even go to grandparents' house over the summer. So, it's like, goodness, I need to just go get me a room somewhere so I can get myself that together. But I think, all of that comes into play is that we have to handle so much on us, right? And to be able to put out as well. So as far as being a strong Black woman, I think it's just because we have to deal with so much that other races just don't have to deal with.
That is true.
And, and other races just they don't have to.
Yeah, because we got to worry about our sons, mm-hmm. our husbands, our brothers, our cousins. Right. We got to worry ourselves, our daughters. Mm-hmm. We have to worry about, are we going to leave today and not return back home? We got to worry about our parents. And like you said, it's so much that we have to deal with mm-hmm. and go through. And all it does is make us stronger. Mm-hmm. Because that saying, you want to choose your heart in life. And I mean, I've heard it so much recently, like choose your heart, so is it going to be, do you want that hard where it's worth it, or you want that hard that's not worth it, but it's not good for you either? Mm-hmm. And I'd rather work hard because it's worth it. Yeah. And like, we've been having strong Black women for centuries, like the slave times, like the big mamas, like they talked about Big Mama in Black. She was strong. Like, we just elected the first Black vice president. Mm-hmm. Who did we see this coming? No. Are we glad it happened? Yes. But I'm not going to just congratulate our first Black vice president of the United States. I'm going to also shout out Stacey Abrams, mm-hmm. because Stacey Abrams did her thing in Georgia. Her thing. She made sure 800,000 plus people went out and voted. Mm-hmm. Now, if that ain't strong, I don't know what to tell you.
But we also lost a strong Black woman.
Oh my gosh.
And that was Cicely Tyson. Ooh. And she was definitely the epitome of a strong Black woman.
Yes.
For the things that she had to go through, from people not even wanting her to be on the magazines because of the darkness of her skin, mm-hmm. and
her natural hair.
Right. And how Ebony put her on there, and that brought her out to the movies that she was in.
Oh my gosh.
She's definitely the epitome of a strong Black woman having to deal with racism in the industry that she was in, and having to in a life that she lived,
the longevity of her career,
right? So she's definitely going to be missed.
Definitely. Like, mm-hmm. That one hit different. Like, mm-hmm. I mean, like when some people do pass that are famous, I'm like, oh, but like when I saw people posting, I was like, no, like, I can't believe it. Yeah. I mean, like I said, I love her movies, but like my all-time favorite movie of hers is the autobiography of Jane Pittman. Mm-hmm. When I say she played that role, I loved it. I mean, I would have loved to just meet her. Just to even probably be in the same room with her would have just been the best thing ever.
Yeah.
But yeah, the longevity of her career, the hearts she's touched, she definitely will be missed. She definitely will. Yes.
And an event that's happening this month, well, in February.
Yes. Yes.
That's happening February the 6th, 2021 from 11 to 6 is Afro Soccer Love Market. And that's where they're going to have events there, from painting to people selling different things, vendors there, dancing, music. They did emphasize that they were going to be COVID safe, mask, and handing out complimentary mask and hand sanitizing stations and things like that. So if you are in Atlanta, definitely pull up the Afro Soccer Love Marketplace and after party in Atlanta for February 6th.
I love their music. Jazz did a little dance video to them. That'll give you a good workout. So I might have to try one.
Definitely join us for our readathon this month.
Yes.
Look on our page, 2 Girls with a Mic on Instagram. Definitely follow us and like our things on there, and look at us on YouTube as well, and Twitter and Facebook.
Yes. But Lena trying to hurry up because I asked her, let's ask this question. So she thinks she's trying to be slick. So I had to kind of peep over at the book. But since we're talking about, we're in the month of February, and February is known for the month of love. LOVE. Oh, love, love, love. And Black history. So, we will be sharing some Black history things that we find, like some Black history people that we don't hear about. I'm good on just putting out something that I don't know. I want to learn. So we're going to put those out. But my question is, and if you want me to go first, I can go first.
Okay, she could go first.
Okay, so I asked Lena earlier, what is love to you? So to me, love is, and I'm not going to go with the love is patient, love is kind. Yeah, love is patient. It's not going to always be kind, because sometimes I kind of want to hurt you. That's the only kind it will be. But what I can say about love is it's a feeling that will never go away. It will make you happy. It will make you sad. It will make you cry. It will make you laugh. It will make you fall head over heels. It will have blinders on. But when you find that right person or persons, it can be whether your husband, your boyfriend, your fiance, it can be your children, it can be your family, it can be friends who have become family. It is I feel like it's one of the best things in the world. It is the best word in the word, that 4-letter word, love. Like, I love to read. I love to drink tea. I love to laugh. So, you can love differently. I love my children. I love my friends. I love my family. I've had somebody ask me, what do you do first? Do you trust or do you love? And I'll tell somebody, I love you before I trust you. Because see, once I love you, that other stuff will come into play. But if I don't love you, that's all I can say. I won't trust you. I don't want to be bothered with you. But, I have changed over the years. I do, tend to love and like people a whole lot more than what I used to. But that's love to me. Okay, Lena.
Well, to me, love is present. So
yes,
you have to be there. And I think when I look at the people that I love in my life, or that the things that I love, is that they're present and I can count on them. They, they have my back. And so I truly believe that love is present. It definitely can put you through some crazy things. We read about love in all of our books that we love to read. So, but it can help you deal with things as well. So, love, if it wasn't for love, a lot of times you just would not be in certain situations
that is true,
that you have either good or bad. So, love is present. Love is there. Love is hard. Love is all encompassing.
Mm-hmm.
So, love is just so broad, but so that four little word is strong.
It
It's
is
big. So
but it's beautiful.
it is.
And one thing I can say, we got a whole lot of Black love.
It
Lord, we got
Definitely.
a whole lot of Black love. Like, oh my gosh, the Black love we read about,
the Black love we see on TV.
Yes.
So
even in our friends, like the everyday, just seeing the friends that are in love is just phenomenal. Like everything. And like I said, just meeting new people. Like I said, now, I love me some Joan Foster. Like I see why Lena loves Joan Foster. Like, and all I did was sit on the phone, Zoom with her for what, an hour and a half, and I'm in love with her. Like that lady right there. Oh my gosh. So, but yes, I feel like we done talked about a lot. What you
we
think?
have. We've covered a lot this go round.
Yes, we did. We definitely did. But that was how our interviews with, like, our interviews went actually long this time because, like I said, we had 3 phenomenal women dropping some phenomenal information and just sharing the love. Definitely. So, as we say,
it's great talking to you today.
Yes, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
All righty. Bye.
Bye.